So hello, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Welcome to this edition of Soccer Hub Talks. My name is Ricardo Formosinho. I'm the CEO and founder of Soccer Hub. As already many of you know, Soccer Hub delivers online education for soccer coaches, soccer analysts, soccer scouts. Just visit us to get to know a bit more about the kind of content that we offer. Before we start, I would like to ask you please to click on the like button if everything is okay with the audio and the video. And also, please introduce some information about yourselves on the chat box, such as the country that you are based in at the moment, and also some information about the kind of job that you do on the day-to-day basis. So today we are here with coaching high-level soccer teams. It's the subject of today's Soccer Hub Talks. We are here with Ricardo Formosinho. He's a soccer coach, former assistant coach of Tottenham FC and Manchester United. And this webinar is hosted by Nuno Milheiro. So guys, see you in a few seconds. Hello, Nuno. Hello, Ricardo. Ricardo, thank you very much for accepting our invitation. Nuno, the panel is yours. See you in a bit.
Thank you, Ricardo, and welcome, Ricardo. Thank you again for accepting our invitation, like Ricardo said. So hello, everybody. So today we have a very special guest, as you can see, with a tremendous knowledge and that is willing to share with us. That make us privileged to have it. So Ricardo is a former football player that played most of his career for Vitória de Setúbal. And Ricardo, if I'm telling something wrong, please correct me. So after finishing his career as a football player, he became a coach. Career that already have 30 years, although it doesn't seem possible because you can look, Ricardo looks very young, so it's quite, it doesn't look possible that you already have 30 years of a coaching career. And before we start, I would like also to mention that Ricardo accepted the invitation straight away in such a kind way, give me the freedom to ask any questions I wish. So this is important to mention because it's something that only the great ones have, and despite the fact and the level that they reached. Ricardo is a great example of perseverance, hard work, integrity, professionalism, patience, competence, and being humble, making us to be closer to amazing achievements sooner or later. So let's start. Ricardo, again, thanks for accepting, and in this way, like I was saying, it's a big pleasure. So I believe that for most of the people that are watching and the people that knows you, and at least for me it is, when we hear your name, the first image that comes across to our minds, it's an image of you smiling, always well with life and with a very positive attitude. So as you gave me the permission, like I said, to ask you anything I want, I would like to start asking you if your humble way, your passion, your willingness to share your knowledge without looking at names, and together with that smile, are the key for such a long and successful career in football.
First of all, thank you, Nuno. Thank you, Ricardo. And will be a pleasure to share with you my no less about my experience as a football man. Sorry, the question is, please.
Yeah, the question: if you believe that that fact that you enjoy what you do, also the fact
Yes,
that you are a humble person, and yeah,
it's true, Nuno. Every day, 90% the days, I'm happy with what I do. You understand? I'm happy with my job, and I have a good connection with the players. But I have days that I'm not happy, as everybody. You understand?
Yeah.
But
yeah.
majority, I'm happy because I enjoy my day by day. I enjoy my work.
Yeah, that we can see, of course, the people that follow you, that it's the first image that it comes, and it's very important, of course, to enjoy. So can you share with us a bit, Ricardo, how it started your coaching career? So basically the transition from player to coach, how it was? It was something that you decided before, you've been preparing, or it just happened?
It's funny. It was funny. I play my last year as a player, football player in Olhanense. Finished 33 years old, I think. Yes, 33 years old. We build a good team, very good team, but the position on the table is not good. One day I'm at home and the president of Olhanense go to my house and ask me, Ricardo, we will change the coach and we want that you stay as a player and at the same time as a coach. And I decide, I thinking, and I decide the day after, I told to him that, thank you very much, my president. We are friends, you know. Thank you. But if you want me as a coach, start my career, okay. It will be a great pleasure. But finish the player, not or player.
Yeah.
Coach. You understand what I mean? Because I'm not. I'm not happy if I do the two things at the same time. Player.
Yeah.
And I finished my career. That he said that okay, we accept that you start. And lucky, just lucky, my friend, just lucky. Why lucky? We won the championat. You know.
Yeah.
We in Olhanense and lucky because I'm not ready to be a coach the first year. I have the course, yes, sure, but I'm not prepared 100%. And but I was the captain, one of the captains of the team, you know.
Yeah.
And the players have something with me, good connection, and the players they think that let's help these guys. We like these guys, and let's help him. That's it. Two games before finish the season, we can say that we are the champion. Do you understand what I mean? I'm clear?
Of course, very clear. You couldn't be more clear. So thank you for sharing it. It's a great story. And your Olhanense that now have Edgar Davids also as a coach that recently joined Olhanense. And
Yes.
yeah, so it's true. So it started pretty much without preparing it. It was like a surprise, and it lasts already for 30 years. What is amazing? What is impressive? So in 2007, you had your first experience abroad. In this case, in Saudi Arabia, if I'm correct, in 2007. Yes. And after that, you have been working in several different countries like Vietnam, Spain, Angola, Malaysia, Tunisia, and England. Okay,
over the world.
So
over the world.
Yeah, all over the world. And I believe that you enjoyed your first experience because after that, you've been traveling all over the world. So what were the main difficulties that you experienced in the beginning of your journey abroad? And also, do you believe that those experiences in different countries were key to make you a better coach and to be better prepared to face new challenges?
Listen, in this country, the football in this country, I'm sure that it's not. I'm not a better coach because I'm there. You know.
Yeah.
I'm a better coach because I'm in England, United Kingdom, with Jose, with Manchester, with you know. But I have a knowledge about the world, the people. You know.
Yeah.
Much important. Was much important. This don't make me better coach, but better person. You know. Absolutely.
Yeah, for sure. But what were the main difficulties that you faced? First time that because you had a long career as a player in Portugal, and then for the people that don't know, you had a long career as a coach, and you've been pretty much in every level of the Portuguese football also, what gives you a lot of experience to face different realities and to understand better the players. And you are a great example that hard working and professionalism sooner or later can lead you to a bigger stage. You never know when. So I believe you never been rushing to reach it, and that's very important. But when it came across to you in 2007, the chance to go to work to another country, what were of course, it's also a completely different country. Saudi Arabia is completely opposite from Portugal. But what were the main challenges that you experienced?
Listen, Saudi Arabia in 2007 is not the same Saudi Arabia in 2022, 21, sorry.
Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah.
It's different. Now it's much better. In this time in 2007, it's not easy. It's not easy. I go alone,
Okay.
and I'm not too much time. 4 months, 5 months, I think. And in the end, these 5 months, I went back to home, to Portugal, because the people that work in the outside, the Portugal, they understand perfectly what I mean.
Yeah.
If you speak with an assistant, local Saudi Arabian, you speak an example, you translate to the players. You speak during 2 minutes. The translation is 5 minutes. Do you understand what I mean?
Yeah.
They don't care what you say. They speak, you know. You are a coach. I'm a coach, and tell to them something for the players, and tell to him, please translate for the players. My friend, I speak 2 minutes. The translation 5 minutes, 6 minutes. These guys don't. That's the main problem. That's communication. You know.
Yeah.
They don't care what I say. They translate like what they want. Now it's different because now you can look for some technical stuff. Saudi Arabian, Portuguese, friend of us.
Yeah.
That they are 5, 6 guys. You understand? In
Yeah.
this time, only
you.
I go alone.
Oh yeah.
You understand? And that's the same. The Callisto in the Callisto, our friend Callisto in Vietnam, the same.
Vietnam.
First time he goes alone. I think that Mr. Manuel Jose the same alone in the Egypt. You know.
Egypt. Yeah.
But another time. You know. Another time.
Yeah.
Now it's different. It's much better. Much better. Much money. Big money and everything different.
Yeah, the conditions are much better, of course. But you guys been pioneers, and but you guys been pioneers to go to those countries, and that's why you are legends. And you mentioned two legends in those countries, like Henrique Calixto and Manuel José, are like football gods in those countries, you know. So that's very important. In 2011, you joined Real Madrid. Yeah, that's correct. So I believe it was your first time working with. No, not 2011.
Listen, yes, but I have to do a correction. I don't work for the Real Madrid. I work for Jose, backroom staff, you know?
Okay.
In Real Madrid, in this time, but I work for Jose. Do you understand?
Oh, that's great.
Nothing about the Real Madrid. I cannot
That's
speak about
fantastic.
this because I work for something for Jose. You know?
Okay,
I make part of backroom staff. His backroom
okay.
staff.
Okay, that's interesting. Yeah, that's interesting because in the end, my last question, you will understand, because my last question is a bit related to that in general, not about the specific role of you with Real Madrid, but you are saying that you are working directly for Jose. What is interesting? It's very interesting. During this path that you've been over these 30 years, like we said, you were not only a coach, so you also had different roles inside football. Can you please tell us a bit more, share with us with which other roles you had in this journey, and also give us more details about it, please?
In Tunisia, I was a technical director, you know. It's 1 year. I like. It's nice, good work. Interesting because in football, you know, in football are many things that what can we do, not just play and coach, you know.
Exactly.
For the players, for former players, for former coach, you know, many things. And with Jose, I was an assistant. And the other place, other countries and other clubs, always head coach.
Yeah.
You ask me what you prefer. What you ask me, Ricardo, what you prefer? What is your ambition?
It was my next question. Yeah.
That's why I leave Tottenham with the agreement of Jose.
Yeah.
And I love to be coach, my friend. It's
Of
my
course.
way. It's my way.
It was my next question. So yeah.
Sorry, huh? Sorry.
No, that's fine. That's fine. You are always ahead. That's absolutely fine. That's that this is a conversation. Like I said to you, this is more a conversation than an interview. And it's great that you share that with us. So your passion actually is to be a coach, to have the responsibility on your shoulders, take decisions, and that's your main passion. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
That's it. I love this. This is my world.
Yeah.
To be a coach is my world. But I can tell you that what is the biggest moment of my career as in football?
Yeah.
Sure, assistant of Jose Mourinho. You know.
Yeah.
It's a big. Because to me, I have to tell you and our friends, I have to tell that to me, if Jose win or not, he always the special one, the best one, the big man that the Portuguese coach and another countries, we have to tell to him, thank you, Jose, you changed the football. Because to me, there are a football before Jose and another football after Jose.
Completely. I entirely agree.
Jose, do you understand? Yes,
yeah.
Jose is the big, all of us, coach and players have to tell, thank you, Jose, you changed the football.
That's true. Not only us Portuguese, but everybody. Yeah.
I'm sure. No. We are sure that many people or some people don't think like us, but it's our truth. I know what I did. I have 40 years, 45 years football. I have opinion, you know?
Yeah.
It's my opinion. I respect your opinion and other opinion. The people that have to respect my opinion because I'm not in football. I am not in football in 2 years, 3 years. 45, 50 years. I don't know. You understand?
Yeah.
That's it. I tell this, and it's the big one. I know what I tell.
Yeah. I'm not so. Of course, you've been working with Jose. I've been, of course, watching from outside, but I agree completely with you, and I don't have any problem about it. And even I had the chance to write about it, and I'm gonna have the chance to write it soon. Also, what I think about the revolution that he was bringing to football and the new cycle that started around 2003. And it's fantastic because I also been watching football. I've been watching football for all my life, and I remember exactly the first time I had the chance to meet Jose when I was 14 years old. I shared this story also with Silvino, that I had the chance with our great friend Silvino, that I shared this story with him. And Jose was already very ahead of his time because at the time was no social media, nothing. And he was like promoting himself already, giving some calendars signed by him to the young kids there. And I was one of them, and I still have that calendar and I will keep it forever. And that's fantastic. And I remember, yeah, that's true. And it touched me, of course. And I had a chance to speak to him briefly when he won the Europa League. I met him here in a shopping center. He was passing by, and we stayed there. He was so humble. We've been talking about football. He was amazing. And one fantastic thing is, like, when I remember exactly when he started the team in 2003, pretty much the 2002-2003 team in Porto. I remember that was the first time that I could watch a team playing, and I could see that there was actually like the hand of the coach inside of the pitch. So the players, before, of course, you watch teams and you can see, okay, the quality of the players make the difference, but Jose came to another level. Exactly everything that the players were doing, you knew that they were training, that he was giving the instructions to do that kind of things. And the players had the pleasure to play. They knew exactly what to do inside the pitch. And one thing that for me was very also, like surprising, because at the time was like you said, he was the one doing this bringing a completely different view of football. I remember his decisions at the bench. That for me, I'm not a coach. I don't pretend. I don't have intentions to be a coach. I think each one have his own profile. I like more the scouting part, but that's why maybe I could analyze this. I think it's one thing that makes the difference and was making at the time. That was Jose. He knew how to take decisions when the moments were coming. If a player was sent off, let's say on the first minute of the game, you already have a plan for that situation. If two players were sent off, he had a plan for that. If some player was injured, he had a plan for that. So he knew exactly when and what to do in the different situations. He was always prepared for everything. This is just my sharing, also my opinion from someone that sees from outside. I don't know if you agree with that. Of course, you've been working with him. The attention to detail that he has is something that it came like he was the first one to have it.
No, it's true what you say. But we cannot forget that who opened the door, the football door to scouts, to fitness. Who?
Yeah. Him.
Before Jose, scout. What is scout? Nobody knows what is scout.
Yeah.
First of all, Nuno, sorry, my English is not perfect, but I think that you understand what I mean. Huh?
I understand completely. I even can share with you one thing that I wrote. There is an article on Soccer Hub, and that I wrote a while ago, that I said that Jose Mourinho was the first scout that existed for me, because I remember when he was building that team of FC Porto, he was getting players like the ones that are familiar with it, with like Derlei, like Nuno Valente, like Maniche, like Deco, like other players, and he was choosing them. He was doing his scouting. He was searching the right players for the right place, and players that they were playing in small teams, smaller teams, players that nobody was giving them a chance anymore, and he made them European champions. So of course this is different. It's someone that was starting, like scouting exists because of Jose Mourinho, in my opinion. And you also said that, so I believe you also agree completely, and that started in there. And so thank you for that. We need to say thank you, of course, to him. But we are here to speak about you and to talk about you, Ricardo, because of course you also have your view, and you also of course being a pioneer in many things also, and but is great also, and shows your way and your gratitude also to Jose. What is amazing. We need to be grateful for the ones also that deserve and gives us the chance, and that's very, 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 very kind from you, and I'm sure that he knows that. So in terms of so you've been at Real Madrid, like you already explaining. So you've been the last 5 years since you left, before you left Tottenham, you've been working in two of the biggest clubs, not only in England but in the world, Manchester United and Tottenham. How it was the experience? How it was the experience in general?
Amazing. The first time is not easy to me, because I look for the players that I know that only TV, and I think, hey, I work with these guys now, huh? But day by day, months by months, you are a family. It was amazing, big quality. That's it. But we cannot forget that they are very good players. They have very big money, big responsibility. But we cannot forget that they are humans. They are young boys. not super boys, not superhumans. They are humans, but it's amazing, my friend. And all players, I look for them like these players, like a stars. It's true, but they look for you or for me, like a friend, like a supporter, a technical supporter. They respect you. Amazing. It was great. In Man United, Zlatan, amazing.
I'm smiling. I'm smiling, Ricardo, because it's a pleasure to be you sharing these things, but because you are always ahead of my next question, because those things are something that it's interesting to talk. Because I also believe that it was my next question. Is like many people think that it's harder sometimes to manage the egos and to deal with players like in a big club. But if you guys do a quick search, this is a challenge that I give to everybody that is watching. If you go to Google, if you Google Ricardo Formosinho and you see the pictures that come, so it doesn't seem that it's so hard to deal with those players because you are always with a smile and they are always with a smile also. So do you think that sometimes stars like Zlatan, like Harry Kane, like Lukaku and others are even sometimes easier to work with, as they are the first ones that they want to train, they want to improve constantly, and they have a true champions mentality with a high level of self-motivation?
Yes, listen, I try pass my positive kind, you understand? I try to be positive and to pass for them. About other question, sure, not easy to work with the big players, because if you have example 21 big player, national team player around of the world, nobody wants to be on the bench. It's not easy. But if the coach, if they have a coach that won more titles than them, it's a little bit more easy.
That's true.
If the players won more titles than you, not easy. But if the coach won more titles than the players, it's a little bit more easy.
Yeah, that's true. But sometimes, people like you said, and sometimes people think they are superhumans or they don't have. Don't you think that every one of us have different personality and they have also their personality, but in the end of the day, like you said, they treat you like they respect you, and they even treat you like a friend many times, and it's very easy to go along with them.
Yes, listen, I keep in touch in some players, not all, but I keep in touch.
Of course.
Not today, not 2 weeks, but a month. I keep in touch, because they are super players. It's true, but not Superman. You understand?
Yeah.
It's like us, like you, like me, like you, like me, like everybody. But sure, they are super players. That's why the salary is big,
Yeah.
But they are a woman like you. They have family like you, like me,
Yeah, exactly. That's true what you said, and there are many examples of it that you can see that most of those players that they reach a very high level, they do many things to help also others, and they are always there, opening also to share their knowledge, and they don't do more sometimes because there are rules inside the clubs don't allow them to give so many interviews and everything, but they live a life like others, of course, with more money, but inside of them the values and they also have friends, and that's pretty much the same. So what was impressing you more at top clubs? So were there any details that you can specify that in the end of the day they make all the difference?
If you work one of this club, the people respect you more. The people look for you.
Okay.
You know, you are the same. You are the same people. I can tell you. I'm the same. I'm never changed.
Yeah.
I'm the same. But the people look for me and for the people that for us that work in these clubs. The people look for us a different kind, and I ask why you are the same. But you know, that's it. The world, the football world, respect you more. If you work one
But
of these clubs.
this from outside, but when you, of course, you are the same person, and we all know that we all stay the same, and Jose is the same that was like 20 years ago, Silvino is the same, and Paulo Futre is the same, you are the same. So we know that, and the good people, they stay the same, they keep friends, they make new friends. But when you arrive to a big club, big structure, let's say like that, like
I understand now what you mean.
Everything inside. So there are some details that the club, of course, not all about the money, because money you have better facilities, you have a better stadium, you have a better training ground. So, but some small details that those clubs have, that in the end of the day, that make all the difference.
Listen, the end of the day, you feel a little bit more big, you know, because the people make you more big inside. If you work with these players, the end of the day, you do what I do. What you understand? You fed the resume, and you feel more strong, more big, you know, because if everything you need, you have. Do you understand? I need this, you have. I need those, you have, you know?
Yeah, sure. That's true. That makes all the difference. It's there.
You never, nobody can say to you, sorry, I don't have this. No, you have. What you think, what you need, you have.
Yeah, but on the other hand, also of course, you are more under the spotlights, and if the things don't go well, the supporters are the first ones to say you have everything and you are not being successful. And we know that sometimes it's not your fault or even the structure. It's something that happens in football. If a ball goes in or goes out, makes a lot of difference, or a penalty or something. So we have here a question from João Nuno Fonseca. It's more a technical question. First of all, João Nuno, our regards to you. João Nuno is also a teacher on Soccer Hub, and he have an amazing career. So it's nice to hear from him. So he's asking you more a technical question that is very interesting, actually. Ricardo, regarding your huge experience, the best way to prepare a microcycle is according to the next opponent, or regarding what happened last match? I believe the character of the coach and what he wants for the team play a big role. Abraço, that is a big hug. João, big hug, abraço also for you. And thanks for the question.
João, João, I will try to explain to you, my friend. Nice to meet you. I will try to explain to you. If it was in Portuguese, is better for us, me for you. I try. Okay. I think the both, you know. You have to understand. You have to know you have to know everything about the opponent, what they can do in attack, what they can do in defense, transitions. You have to total knowledge about the opponent, and what wrong and what right your team do, the players do before. You know, that's why I can say to you, the players play at the moment. You know. If you play well, you keep the place. You stay in the team. If you play bad, try. You know, change. That's no. I don't know if I'm clear.
Of course, you are clear. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, and then João can write.
Both is important. Both is important. One is not enough. Both is important. Not less about the opponent analyze about your team do last game. Absolutely. And after you can prepare your strategy, your everything, you know. You can prepare the model, the system, and so on and so on and so on. But your ideas, your game idea. But is the both is important. What do you know? No less about the opponent, and what your team do last game.
Thank you very much for it, João. I hope it was very clear. It was very clear, of course, but I hope it answered your question. Thank you for it. And guys, other people that are watching, please feel free to also ask your questions and have this opportunity. It's not every day that you have the chance to speak to Ricardo. So
it's a pleasure to me, my friend.
For me, it's also a pleasure, and you know it. So many people think that the bigger budget on a club, that money basically wins trophies by itself. But in football history is full of examples that can prove the opposite, that sometimes money helps, of course, always, but when it's well spent. So it doesn't win trophies by itself. Do you agree that in terms of players recruitment, for example, scouting in this case, it's more important to sign players that fit on the team, on the club and coach's philosophy, style of play, than only sign players by their market price or reputation? Do you think it's sometimes let's say for instance, if you are now coaching a club, like if you were like at Tottenham, for example, you have a style of play. You need to find players also that are identified with that type of playing, that the coach also wants them, and not only buying players because their reputation. Do you agree that money is important, but it needs to be well spent, especially on scouting?
Absolutely, money is important. What you can do with big money, big budget, you can buy better players, but it's not the same that you can build a good team. Top team,
exactly,
because if the money is the only one solution, what is your budget? Is better than me? You win and I lose. No, it's not possible.
Yeah,
you can buy, the money is just only this. You can buy better players, and better players is sometimes for the merchandising, now, if you understand what I mean,
yeah, of course.
But to me, it's important. It's not, the money is very important, but it's not only one.
Yeah, I think in that case, thank you for answering. And I think in that example, we have perfect examples are Porto from Jose Mourinho, and also Inter. When he arrived to Inter, I remember Inter was spending a lot of money on players before he arrived, and when he arrived, they were getting Diego Milito that in the final scored 2 goals, but he wasn't like a star at the moment. He was a key player for that kind of playing style, and they won the Champions League, what was amazing, And even in that year, unfortunately, Zlatan left because he wanted to win the Champions League, and he went to Barcelona, and he ended up not winning the Champions League yet. So there are choices, but like we were saying, that is a case that when you choose the right players, doesn't necessarily they are the most expensive ones. They are not necessarily the biggest stars, but you can make them better players for sure. And that's Jose is a great example of that. Bruno, we have another question here from Bruno Neves. Hi, Bruno. Thank you for your question. And he's asking, Ricardo, do you think that is possible to be a soccer coach even never having been a football player?
Absolutely, you can. We have example, some example. Yes, you can. But I can tell you one thing. If you never been play football, but you have, in my opinion, you have to have in your staff someone, because someone that was a football player, because you can understand the game. You have good ideas. You can good decision, excellent decision. But sometimes in the bedroom, in Help me. Balneário is the best room.
No. Locker room or changing room. Changing room.
Changing room.
Yeah.
Sorry. Thank you.
Yeah.
Changing room. Forget.
Yeah. Or
Changing
locker room. It depends if it's America or UK.
Or local. Depend. Okay. But sure, the people understand what we.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Listen, that's the smell.
Yeah.
Something happened. If you play football, you know what you do when you was football player. You can understand better. But you can be a very good player. A very good coach, head coach. Even you never play football, you can.
Thank you for that. Thank you, Bruno, for your question. And you touched a very, very interesting point, Ricardo, that you said that for that case, of course you can, but you recommend to have someone in your technical staff that was a player that understands
Absolutely.
that part inside
That's
the pitch. Do you also think that when we look back, we can see that, for example, we are not here, like I said, to talk about Jose Mourinho only, but he's a great example. So we can give great examples, and you've been working with him. That you cannot deny. You are proud, and you should be. So usually, you also choose someone to be as assistant coach, someone that is well identified with the club. With the club, or it happened with Moser when he was at Benfica. It happened also when he arrived to Chelsea. He also chose someone that knew Chelsea very well. That happened also in Inter. That also happened in Real Madrid, where he had Heitor Caranca. And usually it happens now in Tottenham. Do you think that's also important to have someone that knows the club inside?
Depends the coach, the head coach. If
Yeah,
you
it
ask me
depends.
what I think if I am head coach, I can answer you. Yes,
That's what I'm
if I
asking. Yeah, for you.
I'd
Yeah.
like to have one ex-player, a former player, the club. Yes, I would like. It's my opinion. In my team, not in your team. In the in my team, if I can, yes.
Of course. So that's why I'm asking you, because you see that with Jose, but you don't see that much with other coaches.
Listen, Nuno, I have to tell you, yes, I like, but one assistant, ex-player, but with clear ideas, not
of course,
not
not
another ideas, You understand
what
I mean? I'm clear, no?
Of course. Yeah. Also, I believe who is looking outside, you need, of course, to choose the right person with the ideas, clear ideas, and also with not such a high ego that he wants to be the star. He needs also to be someone that you can rely on and you can trust. That's very important. That is on the same page and is on the boat with you. Going to the same place, and that's also important. You need to make the right choice, not just to get that player because he was a former player. So we also have here another question that is quite big from Luis Videira Freitas. Luis is saying, congrats for this moment at a high performance level, and when working with players that are world class, how important do you think it is to focus on decision making skills? Do you look to improve players' ability to solve different game problems, or it's more important to develop some specific tactical combinations? I also would like to ask if it's difficult to go against players' prior beliefs. So I don't know if it's clear for you, or we can go by parts. So first one, when working with players like that, so do you think it's important to focus on decision-making skills?
If I understand your question, Luis, if I understand, I think yes. It's clear. For improve one player, then the biggest player of the world, to improve, every day they can improve. Everything is necessary, not just it or that, everything, skills, the ambition. Every day you have to feel better than his. Every day everything. Not just is this more important than his. No, everything is important in the same level.
Okay. Even tactical skills, everything, decision making.
Se eu entendi a pergunta. Eu não sei se entendi bem a pergunta, mas se a resposta encaixou, não sei.
Yeah, Ricardo is saying that if you understood well the question, you did understand, and the answer, I think it's great. So you believe that you need to work everything like that is there. So also he's asking if you think that it's difficult sometimes to go like when the players, of course, before they have a career, before they get you as a coach, so you get to a club, let's say you get to Tottenham, for example, and Harry Kane had previous managers, previous coach, so we have an idea of football previously, or he was learning the new things. Sometimes it's hard to get the new ideas into the player's mind or not.
No, listen, the big players, they are open always to learn, to improve. They are open to this. And my experience tell me that with these players, tell me that the big players, they are more open than the small players. I know some players, middle players, I work with them, some of them, when I was a football player. They think that they are a star, but majority star, they don't feel like a star. They can ask to you, Nuno, help me this, stay with me to improve the free kick, stay with me with improve the shoot, the head, They ask you, can you stay with me after the session training a little bit more with me? You understand? And many years, I know many years before, if you want. Some players, hey, you stay here with me to improve the free kick. Me? No, I know everything.
Yeah.
That's why the bigger players, that's why they are big. They are open
to learn.
All, but big percentage, 90%. They want stay here. Nuno, can you stay with me at the end of the session training to more? Yes, that's him.
Yeah, and if you allow, that's very interesting. And if you allow me, and I agree completely, I think that's not only in football. I think in life, the ones that are great are always open to listen.
That's it.
They're always open to listen, and you are always open to listen different opinions and to share. And that's why you achieved what you achieved, and I'm sure that you will achieve even more. And that's why you are also here sharing. And as you are sharing, also you've been listening people during your career. I'm sure over these 30 years you've been listening many people, and it's important. These things are the most important things, and that's why those players they reach the top level, because they are open for it. They are not stubborn, thinking they know everything. We never know everything, so not even when we'll be 90, we'll always be learning. So that's important. So there is a question that I have. This one is from me. This is from me to you, like a curiosity. No, it's a surprise. No, it's a small surprise. The other day I was speaking with our dear friend Silvino, and he said that you say that you scored when you were a player, and you've been touching that part. You scored 2 goals against him. Yeah, you were the goalkeeper, and you scored twice. So he said he remembers one, but the other one is not sure. So I would like you to clarify, and Silvino, if he's watching, and big hug to you, Silvino. Did you score one or 2?
Photo.
2 goals. You scored 2.
The photo. I play in Farense and Silvino in Benfica in the Estádio da Luz.
Okay.
I score 1 for him, and in Setúbal, Silvino is a goalkeeper of Vitória de Guimarães, and I'm a midfield player of Vitória de Setúbal. Yeah, sure.
Okay. Twice. Yeah, 2 goals.
And I told to him, so every I'm a friend of, like a brother. Silvino and me, we are like brothers. We play together many years, and still good friends. but it's true. I scored 2 goals. Silvino.
Okay. Probably he's watching, but if not, I'm gonna tell him that. So I think he owes you a dinner. So it's gonna be him to get you the dinner.
Yeah.
So so we are almost finishing. Okay. How important do you see that scouting is for a top club? Do you see top clubs
Absolutely.
for top clubs? Yeah, for top clubs, do you think that scouting is crucial and for their short and long-term success? So the clubs see that scouting is crucial, is key for their success in short and long term.
Okay. What kind of scout? Player scout or team
A player,
scout?
yeah, exactly. Because usually people they put scouting everything like match analysis and scouting like individual
Yes.
player, yeah, like individual players assessment, yeah.
Yes.
So how do you think? Do you think the top teams they look at that like is very important? Is like one of the most important departments on a club? Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
You have to go. The player scout have find the good players, good quality players that can improve in the club. You know, not if you have money, let's buy Lukaku. It's easy.
Yeah.
Buy I don't know Rashford. It's easy.
Yeah.
Let's buy Harry Kane, or an example, another players. No, find players. Nobody know. Hey, these guys can be, and 1 year, 2 years, 3 years after, big player.
Of course.
That's
you need to
it's
predict.
Very important to me. In my, I have idea that they are very, very, very important. The players.
Yeah.
Very important.
Of course, I agree. I'm a scout, so I must agree. And one thing that you touched, an interesting point. You said to buy Lukaku or to buy Rashford, for instance, it's easy. But a scout is not only to hire. This is my opinion. I think a scout can also save a lot of money for the club, because sometimes to say no, it's important. Let's say, for example, that now that if you go and get a player and they get to you, what do you think about this player? Of course, Lukaku is an amazing player, but maybe he doesn't fit on your team, you know? Yeah, and sometimes the clubs, they spend like, let's say 10 million or 20 million on a player, and the player doesn't fit on their team. The scout, or the head scout in this case, it's also his job to give advice to not to get that player, because he's not gonna be suitable for the team. So he also saves money for the club. It's not only to get the right players, it's also to not to get the wrong ones. And that's important.
Bad business. Stop to bad business.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly.
No. I'm 100% agree with you. 100%.
That's good. So I hope everything can listen, especially the clubs.
You are right, my friend.
Thank you. That this is what I believe. And do you think that sooner or later, and this is coming from you, of course, it means a lot, of course. So do you think sooner or later that the smaller clubs, that the only option that they will have if they want to be successful, they must look more seriously into invest in the scouting department, the smaller clubs especially, because when you see the reality, usually in the smaller clubs, they always come with the same thing, that is, we don't have a budget for the scouting department. And every time they tell me that, I say, yeah, go on, sorry. Yeah, Ricardo.
But the smaller clubs need more than the bigger club, the scout display.
That's what I agree.
Need more, you know, because they need find to sell, you know.
Yeah.
They need more good scout than the big team.
Exactly, I agree, and of course, completely. Yeah, sure. I always tell when a club tells me that they don't have a budget, I say that in my opinion, the scouting department is if not the only department, is one of the departments that pay itself. So let's say, for example, that a club have a scouting department and you hire a player for free transfer or for a small amount of money, and after 1 year or 6 months you sell him for like 10 times that amount of money. You're already paying the department for 10 years, for example. And they don't see these things sometimes. And this is important. I think in the future, this is inevitable that they need to see if they want to grow. I know I'm not going to say, of course, the club it is. In Portugal, that is not such a big club, but they invest in scouting. Even, of course, they don't have much budget, but they believe on scouting. And I can tell you that they hired a player that were costing pretty much nothing to them. After 6 months, they sold him. And that only that player was paying the scouting department for 10 years. Only one player. So I think it's inevitable that the clubs they need to start to look. Of course, we are not saying that the clubs need to have scouts all over the world, but I think it's important also to have that. So you agree also with that, yeah?
No. About this, the small teams don't have money or don't have vision.
Yeah. We don't need to say anything else. I think you said everything now.
I'm in a small club. I don't have money for sure. I don't have budget for the scout, and that's how you work with me. I pay your expenses, but your expenses. But if I sell this player, I give you 10%.
For example, yeah. So
an example.
Yeah, example. It's to find a solution, not a problem.
Money or don't have vision.
Yeah, exactly. Where vision always find a solution. Yeah, vision is to find a solution. Otherwise, it's finding a problem.
Understand what I mean?
Completely, Ricardo. Completely. And I hope I hope the clubs can also understand that soon. So this is we are almost finishing. And so, like I said, but it's always a pleasure. We are only talking briefly about your last experiences, because if we were talking about your experience as a football player and everything, but maybe next time we could be here all day or all night or whatever. It will be a pleasure. So you touched the point previously, and I say to you that I was gonna touch that aspect later on when you said that at Real Madrid you were working for Jose. Okay, so as a coach, do you think it makes sense to you? This is, in your opinion, as yourself, like a coach for you, like you said, in your opinion, it makes sense, like to have a member of the staff of the technical team that is part of the club, but maybe for other coaches it doesn't. In your opinion, makes a sense a coach to have a scout working along with him for the technical team and not for the club? So would you have, if you have like your technical team, to have a scout that basically someone that can develop or work together with you to identify players, to prepare your next challenges in your career, identifying players according to your needs. So, for example, now you are going to manage a club. So someone that is very identified with you and with your work, that is not only working for the current club, that brings the database for your next club and goes together with you, working for other clubs, working together with you, like you've been doing on Real Madrid. Do you think that's important? Do you think to have it? Do you think that's also the future?
Yes, absolutely. The coach, because the coach, all coach need to understand it, to know where is the best players.
Yeah,
not just the club the same, but the club is the club. You can work in the club 2 years, 3 years.
Yeah, exactly.
Always you are a coach.
Yeah,
you have to have your dossier with the players, the good players. You understand? The boss. I agree with this.
Yeah, and we know. That's great to know. That's great to know. Yeah, that's great to know. I think that the good coaches have that vision, and not only, of course, it doesn't mean that if you don't have the vision, you are not a good coach, but you are better prepared, like you said. And many people think, okay, but the coach can understand the player, how he plays, but the coach doesn't have a time. Many times you don't have time to analyze the opponent or to know the players. Of course, you don't have time to watch a player 3 times, 4 times, 5 times. A coach have his own. You need to prepare your microcycle. You need to prepare everything. You need to be aware of everything that is going inside of your team, and it's important to have someone that is only focused to observe players. So I think it's also important. I agree, and thank you also for your answer. So let's see. So this is pretty much it. So we are already with 1 hour. So thank you very much, Ricardo, for sharing your knowledge. And it's been a huge honor and pleasure for me. And thank you also for all of you that been watching, that been asking also questions. Share also with your friends that are football fans, because I'm sure they will enjoy and learn a lot with this conversation. This was more like a class, like a lesson from Ricardo. For all you guys can watch for free, so you learn more in here than in many times, or watching matches sometimes, or watching some programs. So share with your friends, and I hope you all enjoyed. Ricardo, I hope you enjoyed. Thanks for your time, for your kindness, and I don't know if you want to say something before we finish.
Just to say thank you very much to everybody. Thank you, Nuno, for your invitation. And sorry, because my English language is not very well, but with Nuno Milheiro help, everything was okay.
No, that's fine. Everybody understood. Thank you. It's a big pleasure. So see you soon, and stay safe. Thank you very much. Thank you.
If you like, I can be back one day. Just call me.
For sure. We will be in touch for sure. You are more than welcome, and the doors are open for you all the time. Thank you. Ciao.
Thank you, guys. Thank you for it. Bye-bye.
Thank you.